Hey guys. All right, so we're going to do math a little bit different today. We're going to kind of do it like we do our phonics lessons, all right? So, the first thing I need for you to do is I need you to find this packet right here. All right? So, it's Terra West Unit 12 and it says shapes and lines, okay? So, that's what I need you to find. Unit 12, Shapes and Lines, Terra West, okay? And we are going to be looking right here at this first page. You're going to need this chart, okay? You're going to need this chart to follow along in our lesson today, okay? So, this packet, the first page. So go ahead and grab that packet and then come back and finish watching your lesson for today, okay? So pause your video, grab your packet, and then come back, all right? All right, so here we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make myself smaller. All right, and I'm going to put myself up in the corner. Okay, so today our math lesson is about naming 2D shapes. And 2D shapes are another word or what we call two-dimensional shapes, all right? And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. So we're on Terra West, lesson 12.1. Our I can statement for today is I can identify 2D shapes and their attributes. All right. So we want to be able to name a shape just by looking at it and then also by counting their attributes or how many sides do they have, how many vertices do they have, things like that. All right. And I know these are a lot of words, but we're going to talk about them in just a minute. All right. So like I said earlier, you should have your chart that looks like this. Okay. Now, here we go. Oh, I didn't make myself quite small enough. We want to be able to see that too. Okay, so today we are looking at different two-dimensional shapes, okay? Now, two-dimensional shapes are going to be shapes that are flat, okay? Those are shapes that they don't have any to them. They're just flat. If we were to hold them in my hand, they would just lay right up against my hand and be flat, okay? So let's look at the first shape we're going to look at today. Do you know what shape that is? I'm going to show you another one, see if it'll help. That's a little one. There's another one. What is the name of this two-dimensional shape? This is a circle. Do you see how it popped up down here in my chart? This is a circle, okay? Now, in your chart, this is already filled out for you. It's right here, okay? So you don't have to fill anything out for that. Now, what we're looking at today, you remember that word attributes? Well, that means different ways we can describe a shape, okay, or anything. But today we're going to be using attributes to describe shapes. So we're going to talk about the number of sides that a shape has and the number of vertices that a shape has. Now, our circle, it doesn't have any sides. What? Say what, Miss Gates? It doesn't have any sides. It's just one line that just keeps on going. So in your chart right here, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to draw a circle. Okay, so you're just going to draw your circle. And then right here where it says sides, you're going to put the number 0. Do you see how we did this right here? Sides, 0. Doesn't have any. None. It's got nothing. It's just one curved line that just keeps going round and round. All right. Vertices. Well, it doesn't have any of those either. And I would tell you what a vertice is, but I can't because it doesn't have any. So we're going to have to wait for another shape. So vertices, it has none of those as well. So you should have, it's going to look like 3 zeros because the drawing of a circle is going to look like a 0 as well. But you should have a circle drawn here, 0 sides, and 0 vertices. Okay? Let's look at our next shape. Here we go. Ready? What do you think it's going to be? It's a Do you know what that one is? Do you know what that one is? There's another example. And another example. What shape is that? It is a triangle. Very good. If you look, it's the next shape down. All right. So here we go. Triangle. I want you to draw a picture of one. So in your box, draw a picture of a triangle. Now, the next thing we want to know is how many sides does it have? Okay. Now, when I show the different sides of a shape, I'm going to draw a little line on it. So do you see how I did that right here? 1, 2, 3. How many sides does a triangle have? 3. Very good. Go ahead and fill that in on your chart. So beside your drawing of a triangle, fill in the number 3 because it has 3 sides. And a side is where it meets, so straight edges, okay? Now, the next word is vertex, or we also call it vertices. So if it has more than one, it's called a vertice. But a vertex is right there. Now, do you see how these two lines meet? Here's one side, here's 2 sides, and where 2 sides meet is a vertice. We think of it kind of as a point, right? The pointy edges. So look, how many vertices does a triangle have? 1, 2, 3. All right, so our triangle has 3 vertices. All of them do. Let's look at these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So a triangle has 3 sides and 3 vertices. Okay, and remember, a vertex is where those 2 sides meet. Let's look at our next shape. Here we go. What is this shape called? Did you guess a square? If you did, kiss your brain. Good job. I want you to draw a square in the 3rd spot, right there. Draw a picture of a square. All right? A square has equal sides. Let's see how many there are. Ready? Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many sides does a square have? 4. Now, the really important thing about a square, though, is that squares have 4 equal sides. So there's none of the sides are longer than the other. So a square has 4 sides and they're all equal. Okay, so go ahead and fill in your box. There are 4 sides. How many vertices are there? Remember, a vertice is the pointy parts where the sides meet. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many vertices does a square have? 4. Very good. So go ahead and fill in your chart for that as well. All right, our next shape. It's similar to a square. What are some things that we notice about this shape? Does anybody know what this shape is called? It's a rectangle. Very good. Now, just like a square, our rectangle has, let's count the sides together. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Okay, so just like a rectangle, just like a square, the rectangle has 4 sides. Okay, so go ahead and draw. You know what? Let's skip the drawing for a second. We have 4 sides. So go ahead and put a 4 in the sides. Now, the difference in a square and a rectangle, and this is what I need to be able to see on your page today. A rectangle does have 4 sides, but 2 of them are short and 2 of them are long, okay? So it has to have different sized sides. So 2 short sides and 2 long sides, okay? So when you draw your picture of your rectangle, make sure that you have 2 long sides and 2 short sides, okay? And then let's look at the vertices. I want you to count the vertices and see if you can figure out how many a rectangle has. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many vertices does it have? 4. Very good. So fill that in your chart. 4 sides and 4 vertices. Let's look at our next shape. Does anybody know what this one is called? This is a trapezoid. Say that with Miss Gates. Trapezoid. All right, a trapezoid has how many sides? Let's think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. A trapezoid has 4 sides. Now, this one is a little bit harder to draw, okay? But we can do it. It's got a long side on the bottom, a shorter side on the top, and then 2 sides that are kind of angled upwards, okay? So let's draw a trapezoid. Now, we said a trapezoid has 4 sides. I want you to count how many vertices a trapezoid has. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. So that trapezoid is going to have 4 vertices as well. Now, we've already seen 3 shapes that have 4 sides, but they all look different. Let's look at our next shape and see what we notice. What do we notice about this shape? I want you to think about it. Let's think about our title. Now, I know I heard some people say, it's a diamond. And it is. When we were in kindergarten, we started talking about this as a diamond. But the big fancy math term for it is a rhombus. Say that? Rhombus. It kind of makes me think of the rumba, which is a dance move. But it's a rhombus. All right? A rhombus. All right. I want you to count the sides and the vertices. Okay? So see if you can fill in your chart for rhombus. How many sides does it have? And how many vertices does it have? I'll give you just a minute and let you do that part. Let's see how many sides it has. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. Very good. All right, so write that on your chart. 4 sides. And then how many vertices does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you noticing a pattern in between sides and vertices? Are you noticing anything yet? I am. All right, our next shape. Do you think it's going to have 4 sides? Or do you think it's going to have more? Let's see. Ooh. What is the name of this shape? Does anybody know? This is a pentagon. It is a pentagon. All right? Pentagon. Let's see how many sides it has. Go ahead and count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a pentagon has 5 sides. If it has 5 sides, how many vertices do you think it's going to have? Let's check to see if your prediction was right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 vertices as well. Very good. So a pentagon is a shape that has 5 sides and 5 vertices. All right? Now, look at this one. All right. This is a hexagon. Hexagon. Say that with me. Hexagon. All right. Now, when we're drawing a hexagon, we draw a line at the top and then 2 lines coming down. And then I like to draw my line at the bottom that's equal to my line at the top and then connect them together. So top, boom, bottom, boom, and connect them. So a hexagon. Let's see how many sides it has. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. So a hexagon has 6 sides. If a hexagon has 6 sides, how many vertices do we think it's going to have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vertices as well. All right. So what you're going to do, I'm going to make myself bigger again so you guys can see my screen really well. Okay? All right. So what you're going to do today, make sure that if you didn't get it all filled in, that you have drawn each shape here and you have the sides and angles or the sides and vertices filled in on your chart here. Okay. And then what you're going to do is if you look at it, beside each shape, it tells you what color to use. Okay. So for this one, it says you're going to color down here at the bottom. You're going to color any circles that you see. You're going to color those black. Any triangles that you see are going to be green. Squares, orange. Rectangles are pink. Trapezoids are red. Rhombus is blue. Pentagon is purple. Hexagon is yellow. All right. If you can't remember exactly what they look like, you can count the sides and then look in your chart to figure it out. All right. You're going to take a picture of this page and submit it on Seesaw to Miss Gates. All right. Y'all have a great day.